in people's lives through excellent patient care.
And it is time for News Extra, brought to you today by Gering Civic Center. Here is Kevin Mooney.
Thank you, Dennis, and good morning, everyone. Our guest today is Randy Rains. He's the director of the Gering City Band, and we thought we'd bring him in. They've just begun rehearsals, and have him talk about really one of the state's premier city bands.
Yes,
And
I think so.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. And how long have you been directing the Gering City Band now?
Well, and it seems, for some reason, it seems to come with a contract. If you're the director of bands at Gering High School, you get it. But I've been in Gering for 15 years. I've done it 15 years. I did it 1 year when I was in my third year in Scottsbluff, and I did it for 1 summer. So it's 16 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. So you have your first rehearsals were June 5th, but folks can still jump in. I mean, you guys just started.
Yeah, we're real short. For some reason, and this has never happened, we're real short on clarinets, and but we have a whole bunch of everything else. Seems like.
Yeah, you were mentioning you got 5 tubas
and 5 French horns, and 7 trombones, and 6 drummers. It's like, which is great. I mean, if you want numbers, that's where you want your numbers to be.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. So you have about you're hoping to get about 70 people in the band.
Yeah, I think we will reach that once we get everybody back. We have kids in camp and that sort of stuff, and we have people trying to reschedule their work schedules for the evenings, and so they can come to rehearsals, and you never know. It's like I was telling you a while ago that it's like a box of chocolates. Your third rehearsal, you kind of find out, which is tomorrow. Oh, this is what we're going to have. That first rehearsal, you'll walk in and say, and then sometimes you have a couple kids or something walk in and say, this isn't for me. They walk out, and then they'll come in, and then people, if they like it, they'll spread the word, and they'll bring somebody with them. And that's. It's hard to recruit because you don't know who's out there except the people who's already played.
Yeah. So you mentioned third rehearsal tomorrow night at the Gering Junior High Band Room. Is that right?
7:30, yeah.
7:30
to 9.
7:30 to 9. So you want to get out there if you haven't been there already. And you mentioned the idea. You've brought a lot of kids that are in college, have been in college or still in college, maybe here for the summer. They come and play in the Gering City Band, which is good. It means they like the music, they like the experience in high school, right?
Yeah. Well, and I have a lot of my students. I was like, over those 5 French horns, 3 of them are returning students. One of them's been out for 6 years. Kayleen Colopy has been out for 6 years, and she's been a manager over at Menards, and now is getting her evenings off. And is now picking up that French horn. She was one of the best I've ever had. She was a phenomenal French horn player. And then I have one first-year player is now majoring in music. Brittany Walker's now playing at Northwest Missouri State, and she came back. And then I have Erica, and then I have a girl from Scottsbluff who's graduated, has been going out here to WCC, and Anna Techmeyer. And then I have one of my students now who's a sophomore. Will be a sophomore. So they're all from right in this area. And I tell you, French horns in this area are very hard to come by.
That's great. That's fantastic. And then you have the usual. You have some people who've probably been in the city band for a long time.
Longer than I've been doing it. And I'm supposed to be with the Nebraska Bandmasters. I'm supposed to be compiling a history of the Gering City Band, and that's one of my projects this summer is to do that, and the history of the Gering High School Band program. Not only Don Childs in the 50s and 60s, but before that. Now those are my major projects this summer. But I've got John Kissick. I believe he told me he'll be 84 in August, and then I have a couple students that are 14. So if he's 84, we're talking 70 years difference in there. And John still plays well. He walks in there and tell you what, he never gets any older.
Yeah.
I just love working with him.
All right. Now you have like you're practicing right now, and you have several performances planned. It's not just Oregon Trail Days. It's not
Right.
just this celebration or that celebration.
Right.
You have You have performances all summer long, right?
Yeah, I think we have 6 total, and we're even doing an ice cream social. I think on July the 8th at the Plymouth Congregational Church. We couldn't do that the last couple summers because they were doing them in August and at the end of July, and we were done. But I tried to. I know before when I first did that, my first year when I was in Scottsbluff, most of the performances were not public performances. They were playing at rest homes and retirement villages and that sort of stuff and everything. And I said, well, let's make this more public accessible.
I agree.
And I think when they got the Five Rocks thing, amphitheater built, we do our Oregon Trail concert there every year. And I'd like to propose to do that all of our concerts out there, because the Legion Park is really nice, and it's kind of nice to see people out there in the blankets and bring their own chairs and stuff. 150, 200 people. But you go out on that concert in at Five Rocks, we have between 700 and 800 people at that concert. And the place is packed.
Right.
And it's a great venue for an outdoor concert, and they're putting new benches and everything in there this summer. And maybe eventually we can do something like that. And I would also like to perform once this summer at Centennial Park. That is
I would think that
place.
would be an awesome place.
The last time we did that was 3 years ago, and I bet there was 300 people out there on the lawn. And the sound is amazing because you're in that gazebo, and it goes up, it comes back down, and projects to the audience, and the band members love it. That's a wonder. And they're out of the sun too, which helps.
Yeah. So, and you guys do this all pretty much through most of the month of July, is that right?
Well, June and July at our first concert, and we always have our first concert at the Veterans Home. And we love playing for them. We do a lot of patriotic marches and things like that, and they bring them in the cafeteria area, and we play. And it's a good warm up for us because we've only had 3 rehearsals, and which we just that's kind of like a big rehearsal, and they love it. And then I take that concert, and then our first one will be on the 21st. After that, which would be at Legion Park. And so far, most of our concerts are on the Thursdays at Legion Park. So I'm trying to get
some more, like you said, over at Five Rocks. Right?
Yeah, Five Rocks will be the one we've done for years for the Oregon Trail Days on that Friday night.
Yeah.
And then Centennial Park, I'd like to do one of those concerts, and I've got to get a hold of them if we can. So, but it's a great place to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a break and be right back with Randy Rains.
Gering's vibrant history
cool.
and the premier facility of the Gering Civic Center makes this the place for your
16
reunions
years.
and small dinners.
So how old is Gering? We can talk about. Do you have any idea how old? I mean,
The Gering
even
band?
before you were.
Well, our stationery says over 100 years of tradition. I don't know if you've seen. I haven't shown our stationery. My wife designed it. It's really neat. It has an old-timey, like John Phillips is the type of thing that has 3 cornets.
All right, we are back. We are back on News Extra this morning, and we're very pleased to have Randy Rains here, the director of the Gering City Band. And we've been talking about wonderful stuff involving the Gering City Band. They're going to be performing through June and July. And if you want to be a part of the Gering City Band, they just started rehearsals last week. They're having their 3rd one tomorrow night, 7:30 over at the Gering Junior High Band Room. And if you haven't participated and you thought you were going to do it maybe and you hadn't got around to it, tomorrow night, 7:30 is the time to be there, right?
Yes, and I didn't mention the strenuous audition material they have to go through. No, we don't do that.
Okay, so you just if you're willing
and able, obviously.
yeah, just get there. But the one thing you guys do is, like you said, I mean, you're striving for excellence here, so you're trying to bring the bar up a little bit,
right?
And you have some excellent people there. So
we have some very fine players. It's amazing what we have in this community of people that don't have degrees in music, and some people that do. Our first year trumpet player is Aaron Gaiman, and he teaches auto mechanics out at the college. and he's I mean, he could be a professional trumpet player if he wanted to be. He's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, the idea here is to kind of raise the bar a little bit, and you'll get challenged some, but I think you'll like it. And
Hey, we're doing William Tell Overture this year.
are you?
Yeah, I found a great arrangement. I got this website, and it's just free band music, and I'm just getting this stuff left and right, and making copies, and we're just going to build a heck of a library. There's over 6,200 things to choose from on that website. It's all free, and it's great. It's talent. It's city band stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to that.
All right. And we were talking about how old it is. I mean, you're going to put a history together of how old the band is, and it might be as 100 years old.
Well, it's probably over that. I mean, if you've ever been in Vera Delaney's office, you walk into that, you know, into the office there, and to the right there's a picture, and it has the Gering City Band at the dedication of the 10th Street Bridge, which was, I think, 1892, 1889. And they're all sitting there in the military uniforms. They're standing. It's a dirt bridge, is what it is. It's covered in dirt, and they're all of there just spread out, tubas and trombones, all playing for the dedication of that bridge. So, and it said the Gering City Band on it, and I've got a picture of that, and which makes it pretty old. So I was 125 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? So that'll be a project, kind of looking at the history.
Yeah,
of it.
well, and I don't know how I'm going to do that because there used to be a Scott Smith town band too. There was two of them, and I don't know if they bounced back and forth or anything like that. But and I'm in the process of doing one of the history of the Gering High School band, the Gering band program. I've got to do that too, and which means get all the yearbooks and everything out. Over the
so.
years.
I understand Bob Rader's been sandbagging me a little bit. He's actually pretty good.
Oh,
He just says he's just okay.
Bob Rader is an icon in the percussion community. My kids, I know my kids, and I've had some really, really fine drummers, and I brag on them because my son was an all-state drummer, and he still plays in University of Wyoming, and they all look up to Bob. You know, he's got, first of all, he's got the greatest personality and sense of humor to work with. I mean, you have to, you know, and he's just a blast to work with, and he hasn't played. He plays in the college band, college jazz band, and he needs a time off during the summer. Sometimes, and then I'll ask him to play on one concert. Well, the first rehearsal, in walks Bob, one of the first people this summer that walks in. I just let it. Yes, a real drum section.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's great. Just enjoyed talking to you about it. It's just a lot of fun to listen to you guys, and so. We'll be promoting it when they're playing.
All right, good.
Okay, you let us know when you have performances. And once again, tomorrow night, 7:30, over at the Gering Junior High Band Room, third rehearsal. You can still get involved and be involved for most of the summer, and you'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Thank you for coming in.